So, restarting the study again. The main plan for today is to finish the section that I was studying. Wait a sec. In the docs, in the to-do list. Wait a sec. Yeah, here we go. And the main plan to finish today is till here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I finished. Wait a second. So it was the plan today, but I have no time for now. 10, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30. So for 4 hours, maybe I can finish till here. Let's try it.
When we're using subject-verb-object notation, sometimes we get into a situation where it seems like maybe there's more than one object in the sentence. So if we take a look at a sentence like, bartender collects payment for a drink order, in that case, the subject's clear, that's the bartender. The verb is collects, but then we have payment for a drink order. Now, is payment the object or is the order the object? And that's where it becomes unclear. The truth is that they both represent objects in the sentence. There's what's called a direct object, which is our payment, and there's an indirect object, which is our drink order. We don't need to worry about indirect versus direct for the purpose of these exercises. What we are going to do is we're just going to focus on extracting all of the objects, whether they're direct or indirect. So in the sentence, bartender collects payment for a drink order, we would extract payment as one object, and then we would also extract the order as another object. So we'd actually extract 2 objects out of that. We're going to use this in the exercises going forward in order to help us determine our bounded contexts.
Okay. So I don't need to separate the indirect object from the direct object. That's good. Okay. After analyzing the host interview, we have come up with a set of activities. For example, which of the following is not a candidate for an object in the activities we defined for the host? Host, customer, reservation. Host, create a reservation for a customer. So host is a subject, not an object. After analyzing the server interview, we have come up with a set of activities, for example, something like that. Which of the following is not a candidate for an object in the activity we defined for the server? So server is not here, and then take delivery, collects, take delivery, delivery is the verb, not the object. Online customer activities. After analyzing the online customer interview, we have come up with a set of activities. For example, online customer 3 points possible grades for the following activities. What is a possible object in the sentence? Online customer adds menu items to an order. Online customer adds menu items. Online customer make payment for an wait a sec. For the following activities, what is a possible object in the sentence? Okay, let's write down all. Online customer make a payment for an online customer makes reservation. You have used 2 attempts. Possible to another. Yes, so submit. Okay. All activities. After analyzing interviews from a number of different domain experts, so we have come up with the following activities. Bounded contexts based on the objects defined in the activities above. Which of the following are possible candidates for bounded context? Bounded context. So, for example, delivery, yes, reservation, payment, here, collect payment. Following are possible candidates for bounded context. It is not talking about the specific domain, but in general. So all the subject, verb, object can be the candidate of the bounded contexts. So payment, notification, cook notifies server on order is complete. So notification orders, website. See, there is no website here. So website is not. Menu should be here because so if you see customer adds menu items to an order, so menu is the restaurant. Okay, URANT order. Driver picks up order up then the restaurant. So restaurant instead of a website. And other than the website, everything is the possible option. Oh my. Analyzing interviews from a number of different domain experts, so we have come up with the following activities. Okay, let's go back to the script again, and then think of the possible so we are actually extracted two objects out of that sentence. We are going to use this in the exercise going forward in order to help us determine our bounded context. So what we've focused on this lecture is that the actual the bounded context is all about the object. So if I can find the so delivery driver. Reservation. Also check the current all activities. Reservation. Okay. Payments. Payment. Collect payment. Yes. And notification. Notify is verb. So orders is object. Website menu. So delivery notification. Still I don't understand it. Host changes time of the reservation. Oh, it's a little cold. I'm gonna bring my shoes. 뭐가 있는데? 샵. 오. 야. Yeah, I need to return this. The reason why I need to return this one is because the filament is a little bit thicker than the usual so host changes time of reservation, which bound context to following activities belonging. Host change customer cancels an order. Customer views the menu online. Host changed customer phone number. Oh, customers. Menu item to an order. Server adds a menu item to an order. Menu item. Customer makes payment for an order online. Payment. The price on a menu item. Adjust the price of a menu item for a customer order. Adjust the payment on a menu item. On a menu item. Menu. So why this is not a menu? No. I mean, as menu item. So this is menu. Submit. Oh, so menu is not in. Then it should be order. So considering if to an order, it's a menu item. Oh, actually, I'm changing the order because menu adds an order. Server adjusts the price on a menu item or a customer order. Yes. Okay. Still not like a crystal clear. But at least I have finished one.
Now that we've taken some time to develop a list of activities for our domain, we're going to go into a little more detail about those activities. As it turns out, within a domain, within any given domain, there's actually many different types of activities that we could be dealing with. And we're going to go into some specific categories of activities now. So one of the types of activities that we deal with in domain-driven design is called a command. Now, a command is a type of activity that occurs in the domain, and it represents a request to perform an action. Now, it's important to understand that because it's a request, it's not something that has happened yet. It is something that we are asking to happen in the future. And again, because it's a request, it could potentially be rejected. We could choose not to proceed with whatever that request is. Commands are typically delivered to a specific destination. They usually have a specific recipient in mind, whether that's a specific microservice or something else. And when it is received, it will cause a change to the state of the domain. After the command has been completed, the domain won't be in the same state that it was prior to issuing. So some examples of commands would be to add an item to an order, to pay a bill, prepare a meal. Those are all requests to perform an action. We are not saying that the meal has already been prepared. We are asking someone to prepare it. The person could turn around and reject us and say, no, I'm not going to cook that for any number of reasons. It might be we ran out of what you asked for, or it could be I'm too busy right now, go ask somebody else. But the point is, they have the opportunity to reject it at that point. So those are some very simple examples of commands. Now, in addition to commands, we also have events, and now you'll see why we were differentiating earlier between the term events and activities. So events in our case is a type of activity, and it's a very specific type of activity. So an event is an activity that occurs in the domain, but now it represents an action that happened in the past. So where a command is something that we are requesting to happen in the future, an event is something that happened in the past. Because it happened in the past, it can't be rejected. You can't say that event never happened because it did. It is part of history. You can choose to ignore it. You can choose to do nothing with it, but you can't say that it never happened. So you can't really reject it. You can just choose to ignore it or whatever you want to do. Events are often broadcast to many destinations. So where a command is usually a message going to a specific recipient, an event is often just sent to anybody who cares. You will broadcast it to many different microservices or many different destinations. What an event does, where a command will cause a change in the domain, an event actually records a change in the domain. So it records a change to the state. It is therefore often a result of a command. And so if you look at our examples here, we have an item was added to an order as opposed to the command, which was add item to an order. So you'll also notice that our commands are always worded in such a way that you can see that it's a command. Events are always worded as past tense, so you can see that it's an event. So an item was added to an order. That's something that already happened. A bill was paid as opposed to pay a bill. Again, a bill was paid as something that happened in the past. A meal was prepared. So again, the critical thing here is that events happened in the past. They are indisputable. You cannot argue with the fact that it has already happened.
Wait a sec. What is indisputable? Indisputable, D-I-S-P-U-T-A-B-L-E. T-A-B-L-E. Indisputable. Was. Indisputable. Was. Wait a sec. Indisputable is that. Not disputable. Not obviously true. Deniable. Undeniable. Obviously true. Indisputable. Okay.
And finally, we have queries. Queries are the final type of activity that we're going to talk about. They represent a request for information about the domain. Now, as you'd expect, with a query, you always expect a response. With a command or an event, that's not necessarily the case. Commands, you often expect a response, basically something like, yeah, I got your command. You may not actually get any details in that response. It's just, yes, I got that and I will do that. Events, you may not get any response. Sometimes you will get an acknowledgement, just again, something like, yes, I got that. With queries, though, you're always expecting some sort of detail back. You don't just want a, yes, I got your query, you want an answer to your question. So a response is always expected. It's usually delivered to a specific destination. You're usually going to like a specific microservice, for example, and saying, please give me information about the domain entity. The other thing is and the other thing is that queries should not alter the state of the domain. So when we do a query, if we do that query multiple times, we should always get the same response, assuming nothing else has changed. We should never get a situation where we issue a query and that query changes the state in some way. If we do change the state in some way, it's not a query anymore, it's now a command. So some examples of queries: get the details of an order. We're not changing the order, we're just getting the details of it. Checking if a bill has been paid. Again, we're not marking the bill as having been paid, we're just checking to see if it has been paid. So we don't change the state in any way.
We don't change the states in any way.
So, in a reactive system, the commands, events, and queries represent the messages that we talked about when we talked about it being a message-driven approach. So, in our reservations context, for example, we are going to have commands such as make reservations. We are going to have events such as reservation made, and we are going to have queries like get reservation. They basically form the API of a bounded context or a microservice. And as a result, because we're aiming for this asynchronous message-driven approach, these are often issued in an asynchronous fashion. When you say make reservation and provide it with the details, you don't immediately get back a response saying that reservation is now completed. What you get back is maybe an acknowledgement saying, yes, I got your request and I will process it later. That allows it to be asynchronous. You may not even get that back. You may just issue the request fully asynchronously and get no response back. And then it's up to you to watch for something like a reservation made event coming out the other side, which would then indicate that your command has been successfully processed. So that's what we mean when we say asynchronous and message-driven. We do this in such a way that we don't have to wait for a response right away.
Such a way that we don't have to wait for a response right away. It's not like I could understand right away.
Activities for our
so
domain.
I'm gonna reread it and
now that we've taken some time to develop a list of activities for our domain, we're going to go into a little more detail about those activities. As it turns out, within a domain, within any given domain, there's actually many different types of activities that we could be dealing with. And we're going to go into some specific categories of activities now. So one of the types of activities that we deal with in domain-driven design is called
let's break a little bit, like 5 minutes. Okay. Anyway, I finished the one chapter, so I will come back.